Let's see inside. First and foremost, you need a great smell. To have a great smell, you first have to get rid of the bad smell. So here are a couple of products to get rid of the bad smell. Odor Eliminator. This stuff is really neat. It's basically these little lava rocks. And what happens is, you put this little pouch there in the house and it sucks the bad smell out of there. Pet urine, bacteria, you got smoke odors, cigarettes, those kind of things. It pulls it out of the air, and then it usually takes about 6 hours, and then you put it out in the sun and you can reuse this stuff over and over again. So Odor Eliminator, the Gonzo. And the best place to put Odor Eliminator is going to be right inside of the air return duct, because that's where all the air is being sucked into for the property. So this is the most efficient way to utilize the Gonzo Odor Eliminator. So first and foremost, you have to eliminate the existing odor. And now you need to replace it with a great smell. A great smell makes a huge difference. So what you see behind me are a lot of products that don't work that well. So what I want to introduce you to is to a type of scent mechanism that works better than anything else you see there. It's not a Glade plug-in. Now there might be some competitors to that out there in the marketplace. The one I use is called Scentsy. Let me show you what that looks like. So this is one of those candle wax warmers. This is a Scentsy candle, so it's a little bit more ornamental. It's got this little dish up at the top here, and that's where the wax is. So what you do if you want to change, or you want to put in a new flavor, a new smell, is you just take your paper towel right here, and you just, while it's still hot, you go ahead and you soak it in there. Soak it all up, and voila, it's empty. The dish is empty. And one of the nice things is it doesn't have a flame, so you don't have to worry about it ever burning down the house. So then what you can do is you can replace this with a different smell. And most of these companies, you know, this is a Scentsy warmer, but there's also ones you can buy at your favorite home improvement store, which be a little bit less expensive. They have all kinds of different smells. This one's called Sea Salt Mist. And my wife really gets into this stuff, which is, I let her pick these things out. You know, it's like when you were in college and the women's dorm room, you walked onto their floor and it smelled like fresh flowers on a spring day. And then you went to the male dorm level and it smelled absolutely horrible, right? So guys, we don't know what we're doing with smells. Let the women take care of it. If you don't have a woman in your life, then I guess you got to do what fishermen do, match the hatch, right? So I'm living in Florida, so if I got a house from the beach, I'm doing Sea Salt Mist. If I'm doing something further away, I kind of mix it up. If it's the holidays, maybe you're going with cinnamon, you're going pumpkin pie kind of smell. But ask a woman, they just know better about what's going on. And what I really like too about this is you can get a little one of these timers at these home improvement stores. This thing's real simple. It's like $3. But what it does is you can set the timing so it only runs when someone would be showing the house anyways. And that will extend the life of these because these cubes, you drop them in there, you're supposed to drop in 2 cubes and that's supposed to last you about 7 days. Well, you just drop it in just like that and you're done. Well, the thing is, if you use one of these timers, you might get 2-3 weeks out of it. And let me tell you, when the house smells great, it makes a huge difference because women do make the final decision most of the time in a house buying. And they want things to smell good. So get a woman to help pick out the smell and then make sure that smell is going to attract the women that might be looking at that house. Okay, number 2 is to clean off all of the nicks and marks on the walls and fill in some nail holes. So the first thing you do with the walls, you need to get all the scuff marks off. And you can do that with this really simple magic eraser right there by Mr. Clean. These things are terrific. And they're so simple to use, and you just get them a little bit wet and they've already got the cleaner inside of them. These right here get it done. They clean off things on the wall. And this right here is a nail hole and crack filler. This stuff's real simple. It comes with everything you need. Next is ceiling stains. You can't have ceiling stains. Now, you certainly want to fix whatever the problem is first, but once you have fixed whatever has caused the leak, you got to seal that thing up and hopefully just make it blend in. One of the ways you can do that is Kiltz makes one here. It's called Upshot. There's other examples too. A shellac base is what you need. And what that's going to give you is the ability to kind of seal that thing. Now, you may not be able to totally cover it perfect with just the primer. You may then have to go back in and try to match the paint color. But the key is you got to get rid of the stain. Because even if you put this on here, it gets you further down the line, whereby people aren't thinking they've got a roof leak. When they think they got a roof leak, they think I got to replace the roof, and that's really scary. And you probably don't need to replace the roof. There's all kinds of reasons why things leak. You got those little the little boots around the whatever's up on top of the roof that could be leaking through there, but the rest of the roof might be great. All kinds of reasons. I mean, in fact, HVAC systems, the ducting can create condensation that can leak there on the upstairs ceiling. All right, so right here, number 3 is get rid of the ceiling stain you did with Upshot. Next, you need a clean carpet. Now, if the carpet is in terrible condition, you might have to replace it. But you'd be surprised how many times hiring a professional carpet cleaner can solve all kinds of problems. But what I want to show you on this video is a product that's not always at your favorite home improvement store, Folex. This is incredible at getting out stains. And it's not necessarily going to solve the problem of an entire carpet that is a mess. But if you've just got a couple of stains, you'd be amazed at what this can do. Let me give you a quick example of that.
And then you can see some stains right here and right here. So here we go. We're going to use our lovely Folex carpet spot remover. So what you're going to do is you're just going to spray it on them, on the spots. And the directions say, interestingly enough, you basically can take your fingers or whatnot and you just start rubbing them. So once you've rubbed it in pretty heavily like this, then you're literally just going to blot out with a paper towel. So now we step back. That's where those stains used to be. It's a good little thing to kind of keep in your vehicle or whatnot. That way, when you're looking over a property or you're about to put a lockbox in there to flip it, you know, hey, just scrub out a couple of the stains like that. It'll get it done.
This last tip epitomizes these powerful tips that are so simple. This one is, once you got your carpet clean, whether professionally or use some Folex and you just got some stains out, what I want you to see here is this carpet shield. It's this self-adhesive film. Now, yes, it's going to protect you from spills, sure, but here's the real key. What it does is it makes the user, the person that's in the property, feel like you have new carpet even if you don't. And this is even bigger, and this is where we get into some of the techniques I've just learned over all these years. By you having that on the carpet in the form of lanes, like you can lane it from like the door into the bedroom, the bedrooms, bathrooms, those kind of things, people will tend to stay on those lanes and they won't walk on the carpet much. And what that means is that you don't get a bunch of trampling. Now listen to me here, this is important. If they don't trample on it, then people don't know how many people have been in the property. See, if you go into a new home or what feels like a new home, but there's a whole bunch of feet traffic on the carpet, they feel like a whole bunch of other people have seen it and don't want to buy it, so they start to get a little bit concerned, like, why do all these people see it and no one buy it? But when you're using a product like this carpet shield and they're walking on this film instead, then nobody knows how many people have been through the property. You follow me? It can be very, very powerful. So you can get them in these rolls like this, or you can get in these bigger rolls like this. But I've been using these on properties for years. Whether the carpet's brand new or not makes a huge difference because it feels new to them, and it prevents people from really seeing just how many people have been through the property, which can be a huge advantage. Those are your 5 money-saving tips for preparing to sell a house. Number 1, make it smell great. You get rid of the bad smell with the Gonzo, and then you come back in with a great smelling system like a Scentsy candle. Number 2, get rid of those scuff marks on the wall with a magic eraser. Fill in the nail holes with a nail hole filler. Number 3, get rid of any ceiling stains. Now fix the stain first, obviously, where the water's coming from. Once that's fixed, spray paint over it with something called Upshot. Hopefully the primer alone will at least cover it enough so that it doesn't draw any attention with the eye, but you may have to go to the next level and actually put some spray paint on top of that as well. Number 4, make sure that the carpet is super clean. In some cases, you don't have to pay for a carpet cleaning. You can just take that Folex product and clean the specific stains. The thing is amazing. It just removes all kinds of stains. And then number 5 is to cover the carpet with that plastic clear covering. What it does, number 1, is it of course protects the carpet. Number 2, it makes people feel like it's a new carpet even if it's not. And then number 3, when people are traipsing through there, especially if you show it a bunch of times, you won't see that markings on the carpet, so people won't think that a lot of other people have seen it. They'll think they're like